Lichfield today is a quiet commuter city, famous for little apart from its remarkable cathedral. But in the mid-18th century, things were very different. Lichfield was one of the most prominent centres of the Enlightenment, whose society produced ideas and pioneering writing that reverberated throughout Britain and across the world. In the 18th century, Lichfield was a vibrant city.
Lichfield, in the middle years of the 18th century, already had a reputation for being a centre of culture. It was located on turnpike trusts. People came and stayed in a large number of coaching inns. People attended plays, they attended concerts, soirees as well, balls, and there was a racecourse and a theatre.
All of this activity ensured that Lichfield and its citizens were constantly exposed to the latest news and ideas at a time when British society was, like Lichfield, at a crossroads.
It was always a coaching city. They did call it by that name at times. If you were having to make a journey, you might have to go via Lichfield. It wouldn't be much good if you wanted to get from Bristol to Liverpool to go any other way, because you'd probably get lost somewhere.
With this vibrant society came men and women of ideas, many of whom stayed to enjoy the cultural life of the city, which lacked the hustle and bustle of London, but without falling into provincial obscurity. One famous citizen of Lichfield, Samuel Johnson, said, "We are a city of philosophers. We work with our heads and make the boobies of Birmingham work for us with their hands." And at the centre of this city of thinkers lived one of the most important names in the Enlightenment, Dr. Erasmus Darwin.
In Lichfield, Erasmus Darwin set up a medical practice. His home provided an intellectual centre, and Darwin was known as a bon viveur. He was very good at entertaining individuals. He was an excellent conversationalist. He got on well with a wide range of people.
He was very sociable because he started off so many things. And the thing that he started off most was really what became the Lunar Society. If you like, Erasmus was the person on the Lunar Society, sort of the organising person. Bolton was the entrepreneur and the man who really made things hum, as it were, later.
Lichfield became a nodal point, we can say, for the Enlightenment in this part of the world. But there were other connections stretching out within Lichfield. Many people will know Anna Seward, one of the important female cultural figures of the late 18th century, a noted poet, and also an individual who had her own location in the Bishop's Palace. People came to discuss ideas, to ask her advice, and to participate in the intellectual life of the area.
For a few decades, Lichfield maintained its position as a centre of new thinking. But as Darwin and others moved away or died, this small but influential society faded. At the same time, the advent of the railways made coaching centres obsolete. Visitors were increasingly attracted to the vibrant industrial and social society of nearby Birmingham. Darwin himself moved away in 1782. The previous year he'd married his second wife, Elizabeth Pole, who agreed to marry him on the condition they left Lichfield and moved to Derbyshire.
When Darwin left, of course, that had quite a large effect. It didn't really go downhill, it just went back to having a lot of clergymen there, and it didn't have a factor which made it out of the ordinary, I suppose. I don't think it became particularly bad, but it just became a normal town, perhaps you should put it.
As today's visitors walk through the cathedral close and visit Darwin's home, now a museum, it is easy to imagine the Lichfield of the mid-18th century, when Darwin, Seward and others made this now quiet city one of the leading centres of enlightened thinking, which helped to shape today's world.